A little known thing about the industry is that, you know, traditionally, and I think a lot of folks still think it's this way, but traditionally it was you wanted granite, you call a granite guy, and granite guy comes out to your house, brings some samples, and you have to pick a whole slab like this from a 4-inch sample. And I think the little known thing right now would definitely be that Granite Liquidators let you come out and pick granite. So I think that's pretty exciting for the consumer. They can come out and see and touch their slab that's going to be in the kitchen. So
we're here at Granite Liquidators to look at some stones for the kitchen remodel in my house. So we're looking to get away from like the pure whites of like synthetic Caesar stones or quartz countertops. So that's why we're checking out their inventory to see basically nice natural stones that don't look like the speckled granite that you'd see in a more traditional home, but maybe something looking like gray with some white veins, maybe a jet mist granite or an Arvada. So basically we've got...
This is not standard depth, right? This peninsula here? Okay.
It has...
So it'll be 2 stones.
Oh really? What's the width of the stones?
Roughly 6 by 10.
Okay.
Any peninsula or island is gonna just eat into, it's essentially what we call a slab killer.
Okay.
It's gonna eat into the stone waste typically. If there's not gonna be an island or a peninsula, typically say 45 usable square feet.
Okay.
But something like a peninsula is gonna eat into the total waste. You're always gonna work with the slab left to right, so you're working with the movement rather than top to bottom, if that makes sense.
Right.
So.
And it would be nice to get the most interesting part to be that waterfall if it works out.
yeah, so waterfall edge is basically, you know, you have your countertop that's going across some cabinets, and then we'll actually cut a 45 in the granite to where it flows down the edge. So they call it a waterfall because it almost looks like the granite is kind of falling off the edge.
If it's 68 from essentially the corner of that wall there, you're gonna want, essentially we need a stone that's gonna be at least 110 inches long.
Okay.
To get us from here all the way to the floor, matching the movement.
Okay.
Without putting a seam. I mean, obviously there's gonna be a seam right at the corner there, but you want the pattern to continue down.
Okay.
Exactly. So slab needs to be 110 inches long.
And you said they're typically what did you say?
Roughly 6 by 10. So unless you fall in love with like the smallest slab out there, we should be just fine.
So Jill and Tracy were looking for a mostly gray stone with wavy movement for their kitchen project. I gave them the opportunity to walk around our yard and look through our entire inventory, which I always recommend. Ultimately, they were able to narrow it down to 3 favorites within Tracy's price range. They ended up going with the waterfall, which in my opinion was by far the best stone for their project. It's a high-level exotic priced at a level 5. It's a gray-based stone with some black swirled movement. Personally, I think it was the best pick for their project. It ended up tying in all the other colors of the room, including the flooring.
So fabrication installation got you at $21.75. So I'll always round up there. I'll tell you guys it's going to cost $2,200.
You guys do fabrication?
We have what's called a preferred fabricators program. We don't do the installation in house. I have fabricators that I work with on a regular basis, and I refer my customers to them because typically they need an installer. And then as a courtesy to my clients, since I do send them so many of my customers, they offer a discounted rate.
Okay.
So $25 a square foot is that discounted rate.
So initial phone call, I'll kind of get an idea of what the project is. We'll pick a date for me to come out and give an estimate and then a template. Then from there, we pick up your granite and then start cutting on it. And then, like I said, roughly a week from there, your granite gets installed. So Yeah, there's 3 of us that work together. I kind of handle the templating and logistics, getting them what they need, and getting stuff moved from here to the shop and vice versa. So, but as far as the actual fabrication goes, everyone's kind of got their job in the gig. So, you know, Elton and I will map it out on the stone. I'll help him cut it out, and then from there he'll do some fine-tune cutting, and then Marco takes up with the polishing. So we all have our role within the company. As a tradesman, it's nice to put in all the work on the forend and see raw materials, and then, you know, when that job is done and installed, to see the satisfaction on the customer's face, and when everyone's happy with the job, I'm happy.